October Red Boxing here with Savage Dan. The main event has just concluded. Everyone's got an opinion. I want to know what yours is.
My opinion is that it was a great fight. First of all, it was a great fight. I thought Jack Catterall fought his heart out. All week I've been impressed with him. I've been saying it here and there and just being like, nah, this is a closer fight than people think. Obviously, people are going to get carried away with the fact that, you know, it's Josh Taylor, he's undisputed, this is homecoming. On paper, it's supposed to be an easy fight, but it's not, because Jack's 26-0, and Jack's been wanting to fight Josh for 2 or 3 years. It's not the other way around, you know. Jack's wanted to fight Josh. I thought Jack fought incredibly. I thought he fought out of his skin. I thought there'd be an argument at some point in the fight, but I didn't think he would dominate the way he did early on. And I think the decision has done him a disjustice, man. Like, I think it was a... I mean, look, there is a case to say it was close, because there were rounds definitely that Josh was edging, you know. He didn't win rounds completely out, but he was winning rounds in that mid to late section. But the rounds that Catterall was winning, he was winning quite clearly. It was, you know, and I thought he was... look, it's quite rare you're going to have somebody dominate a fight, get a knockdown, and a point taken off, and lose the fight. You know, it was a bad decision for me.
We're going to talk about that decision, but what I want to do is I want to touch on how Jack dominated it. Because what he did is he did what he said he was going to do in the gloves are off. He said he was going to outbox him. And what we saw is him boxing off the back foot, using the double jab and making use of his shoulder to make sure it was his fight.
I'm not sure if I've seen the half shell used that well since Mayweather. Since Money May, honestly, he fought so well, and he was almost waiting for Josh to throw his left hand so he could counter or catch him as he's throwing his. You know, he was getting off first, you know. He fought well. Honestly, I didn't know he had that in his locker. I knew he's got, you know, a lot of ability, but whether you could do it in here in front of 12,000 Scottish fans is a different thing. He did it, man. I feel sad and I feel bad for him, because he probably should be undisputed champion right now.
And this is the thing about boxing, and you know, people will say, oh, boxer this, Sky Sports that, Top Rank this, but at the end of the day, it's down to the judges, which is something that is out of all of our control, often frustrating. It wouldn't be the first, and it definitely won't be the last time before we start seeing controversial decisions. Yeah,
we see them all the time, you know. I think, look, your Twitter is probably a bit of an echo chamber right now. Everyone's going to be saying robbery, you know, Jack Catterall won. I believe he won as well. But I'm guessing there'll be a couple of people who thought it was close, or a couple of people who maybe thought Josh nicked it. It depends what goggles you're looking through. But I'm looking through neutral goggles. And to my liking, Jack Catterall won that fight. And this isn't Josh's fault. Josh just got in there and did 36 minutes and fought his heart out. This is nothing to do with Josh Taylor, you know? Like, no one should be giving Josh any bad energy or bad attitude or anything like that. He's just had a fight, you know? And he's fought his heart out, and he hustled a lot of those rounds, you know? And it was close-ish. But Taylor won for me. I mean, not Taylor. Catterall won for me.
But we saw some serious boxing IQ. Like I said, I've watched the gloves are off. Jack Catterall very calm, composed. You know, Josh very angry, frustrated. And we saw that demonstrated in the ring. Jack literally started to frustrate Josh in the ring by literally forcing Josh to box.
Well, no, Josh can box. No one has to force Josh to box. I think
when I say that, I think he wanted it to be a brawl.
Well, I think Josh genuinely believed he could beat him at whatever the decision was, because Josh is slightly faster and maybe slightly sharper as a boxer, but his timing wasn't there today, and Jack got his within 30 seconds. And I think he got his respect quite early. He caught him with a 1-2, and all of a sudden you have to start having to think about walking your man down, because he can pop you and he's maybe got the timing on you. Also, the fact that it was two southpaws means that you're almost both looking for the same shots, and it was the 1-2 where it was the left hand. Catterall could get his off. Taylor was struggling because of the half shell. Taylor was struggling to get his left hand off because Catterall was almost waiting for it. He wanted you to throw the left hand, so all of a sudden you don't throw it so much. fascinating fight, man. I want to see it again. Obviously, there's not a rematch clause in there because it's mandatories, but it's a fight that I want to see again. I'm pretty sure everyone wants to see again. I'm not sure if we get it. I would assume Josh Taylor goes to 147. I have no idea, but listen, usually when there is such demand for a fight, you get it again.
I was about to say that is a fight that definitely everyone will want to see again, but if it turns into yet again another boxing match, can we trust the judges to make the right decision? It's almost like if Jack had got him out of there, it would have been a clear win.
Well, it's the age-old question. This is the thing about boxing, you know, and it can turn away new fans. If you're in boxing, you understand that you get sometimes hometown decisions, or you know that close rounds that might go towards the home fighter and all of that. But look, it's difficult. It's difficult to navigate, to deal with. It's tough, you know. How do you tell somebody what they see? Because I guarantee you go and speak to these judges. You go and speak to the judges, they'll say, oh no, I actually thought he won that. And then sometimes you've got to watch it with no commentary and you get a slightly different scorecard, but I don't think anybody will watch that again who had Catterall winning will turn it on his head and have Josh winning.
So in the minds of a boxer then, someone that you know boxing, what does Jack do next? You get it, you understand what it's like to be a boxer. If you're him, you know, opinion subjective again, what would you do now?
I don't know. I'd be absolutely furious. I'd be in my changing room crying because I probably would assume I'd be undisputed champion of the world. I'm not sure how I'd respond. I'm not sure if I'd ever trust the sport like that ever again, you know. Everyone knows that these decisions can happen, but I'm sure a lot of people don't assume it will happen like this to them. It changes things, so I have no idea. You have to speak to Jack.
And that's what we're hoping to do next. Savage down October Red Boxing. Always a pleasure to speak to you. And no doubt we'll do it again soon. And the conversation, obviously. Hi, and thank you for watching October Red Boxing. Like, subscribe, and tap the bell for notifications. You can also find us on Instagram at October Red Boxing and on Twitter, October Red UK. And remember, at October Red, we stay ready.